Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about whether or not Donald Trump is legit. And every time I hear that word, that song, too legit to quit, that song pops in my head every time I hear that word, every single time. I do not know why. I don't know who sings that song, but I remember hearing it from when I was a kid. But anyway, a little dummy trivia for you there. Is Donald Trump legit? And the honest answer is we don't know yet. All right, but I get a lot of comments and stuff about he's a Zionist or something, whatever that is, or a this or a that, and he's fake and he's a fraud and he's just gonna. And I just don't buy into any of that crap. He's been through a lot for this country, and he's been harassed, he's been indicted, he's been impeached. The list goes on. They lie about him, smear his name, try to attack his family. And so just that, anybody that the deep state hates so much has got to be real. Anybody who would sell out to them and join the club. I mean, why spend so much money and time attacking him and turning the entire country against you? That whole thing just doesn't make sense. And more and more stuff keeps coming out about the non-elected government regulators, the bureaucracy inside the system completely, in ways we've never heard about, balked and stalled him and harassed him while he was president last time. And he didn't get up and cry about it, but I've seen this stuff coming out over the last 4 years, all the crap that they pulled behind the scenes. So just anybody that is hated by the government and the deep state to any level, really, but especially to the level that Donald Trump is, I support anybody that's hated by the people I hate, the people who are trying to destroy me and my culture. So there's that. And that alone says a lot. And I've talked about it before about him pulling the curtain back on all that crap. That is probably the single greatest thing anyone has done in my lifetime, is to not just point it out. George Carlin pointed it out. He said, hey, all this stuff is going on. He did it as a comedy routine, and everybody laughed, and okay. But Donald Trump went 2 or 3 steps beyond that and pulled the curtain back and showed us. So that is a real awakening. That's something that can't be taken away. And that's why they didn't attack George Carlin, because he wasn't waking people up. Not to the extent that Trump did. And the other thing is, and again, I've touched on this a little bit in a previous video, but just the odds, there have to be some good rich people. They can't all be, anti-humanity, anti-Western civilization, anti-American. And I honestly believe that Trump is one of them. Trump is an American patriot. I believe that. And I believe that Elon Musk is an American patriot. Now, he's got some views. He's got some views on, thank you. On that, I can't say that here, those words, because I'll get flagged. But he's got some views that I don't agree with. But he's got a lot of views that I do agree with. And that's humanity. That's people. Me and you have views that we wouldn't agree on. And that's the nature of being a grown-up adult. You can respect each other's views that you disagree on, and you can still get along. And that's how I view Elon Musk and Vivek Ramsey and Trump and the rest of them. So Just because I disagree with some of Trump's views does not mean that he's a bad person. I don't take one or two of his views and throw him in with the people who are trying to destroy him. Throw him in there with Chuck Schumer and Biden and Kamala Harris and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous to me. So I believe that those two, yeah, they're billionaires, but I believe that they're legit. I believe that they're actually trying to save this country. And Elon Musk has proved it. I remember when he said, I think I'm going to buy Twitter. I remember watching the interview when he said it. And shit, if he didn't buy it. And then he said, I bought it. I bought Twitter to save free speech. And to hell if he didn't open it up and make it a free speech platform. So you don't do that kind of stuff if you're against free speech and you're against the Constitution, and you don't. Now, you've got your other tech billionaires like Jeff Bezos and whatever, the Facebook guy, Zuckerberg, and they're not doing that. They're not buying up. They're not even changing their platform to support free speech. They're not doing anything to support free speech. You've got to compare them to the alternative, to the people who are actually against free speech, who are actually against the Constitution, who are actually against patriotism. And when you do that, they look completely legitimate. Now, is there a probability? Is there a chance that I'm wrong? Yes, of course. Of course, but there's also, I think, a greater chance that the people calling them Zionists and all this stuff, they're wrong. No, I don't think that we should be sending billions of dollars overseas to any country, any of them. None. Zero. Not until all of America is secure and taken care of. Our borders are secure. The opioid epidemic is under control. The list goes on of stuff that, FEMA is actually helping people. That now I can almost guarantee you that wouldn't have happened if Trump had been president, with FEMA going in there and screwing shit up and not helping people because of what they believed and because they had an American flag or a Trump sign in their yard. FEMA just passed them by. Think about that for a second. How horrible is that? You have got to be a real snake to do that. You've got to hate humanity, hate people, as a general rule, not as, I've been fucked over so much I hate people. I mean, just as just a rotten soul. To see people in need, and it's your job, you're being paid to help them, but you just pass them by because they don't believe what you believe. That's evil, in my opinion. But it happened. This is the kind of stuff that doesn't happen under Trump. Now we've got a lot of people who just believe that Trump is our savior, that he is almost perfect, that he is blessed and all this stuff. And I understand that too. But some people believe he's pure evil, he's a snake, and some people believe he's pure good and he's some kind of savior. I almost guarantee you that he's somewhere in the middle, but he's doing his best. He's a fallible human being who loves his country, and he's got the resources to try to help, and he's trying to help. That's what I believe. And for those of you on one extreme or the other, I advise you to just take a step back, take a breath. Look at it. What if Trump is just a real person doing what he can to help his country? If I was a billionaire, I would hope that I would have the fortitude to do what he's doing, or what Elon Musk is doing, to tackle this corrupt-ass government and try to make changes, to try to make this a better place for the common person, to try to give them a little more, make their lives a little better. These people aren't perfect. They're not perfectly good, and they're not perfectly evil. They're somewhere in the middle. and they're trying their best. They're going to make mistakes, and some of their successes are going to be painful. Think about it. If they round up, if they do, and I hope they do, I hope Trump succeeds and rounds up every illegal alien in this country and ships them out of here. But that's going to be painful, because here's what will happen. All of the jobs that they're taking up right now, they're going to be vacated, right? On the chicken farms and the apple orchards and stuff, all these agricultural jobs are going to be vacated. Now, American people don't want these jobs because they don't pay enough. Because we won't live in, 15 of us in a trailer like the illegal immigrants will. And I've been to the trailer to pick them up for work, so I know what I'm talking about. 15 of them live in a trailer all sleeping on the floor and shit. So we won't live like that. So the companies, the corporations and stuff will have to raise the wages to attract American people. That is going to cause a cramp in our economy. We're going to feel it in the short term. In the long term, it will boost our economy because now more American people have jobs and have money to spend back into the economy and support other American businesses. That's how it works. Because all those 15 people living in that trailer were sending all of their money, paying zero taxes, income taxes. They don't pay income taxes, and they send almost probably 90% of their money home back to Guatemala or Mexico or wherever they're from. And that goes to support those small businesses in those countries. I've got nothing against the people personally who are doing this, who are coming here and trying to support their family. But I just don't understand why they don't stand up and fix their country. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Stand up and help fix my country. I don't want to be Venezuela. I don't want to see America destroyed. So, back to what I was saying, even the good decisions that he makes, the ones that we want him to, there's still going to be some pain involved. It's not just going to be all cotton candy and roses. There's going to be some pain. Cleaning out the federal government. There's going to be a lot of people unemployed there. Well, they can go take the places of the illegal immigrants, as far as I'm concerned. Put them on the chicken farms and the apple orchards. Get them picking fruit. There's nothing wrong with that. That's an honorable job. They don't need to be leeching off the taxpayer. They don't need to be leeching off the government. If you really sit down and think about these federal employees who are up there making $100,000 a year telling FEMA workers to pass by Trump supporters who need help, who are taking children from the Hurricane Helene victims instead of helping them, they're making a living doing this shit. It's so ridiculous. They are literally screwing us over and making a living doing it, having a good life doing it, because I'll start getting upset. They should be on an apple orchard picking apples. They should be cutting asparagus for a living. They should be doing whatever, something real, something useful for this world, this economy, this country, not sitting in some federal office. And they, from what Vivek Ramsey says, they don't even, a lot of their work they do from home. They don't even come into the office anymore since COVID. They just work from home. He said if you made it to where they had to come into the office 40 hours a week, you'd lose 25% of them. They'd quit, which is great. Yeah. So I hope he gets in there and does what he said he's going to do. Him and Elon Musk together. He said he wants to take a jackhammer and a chainsaw to the federal government, to the bureaucracy, and I'm 100% behind him. So yeah, I think they're legitimate patriots. I think they're flawed, they're fallible, but I think they're They're well-meaning, and they have enough common sense and enough experience to get the job done. And I'm behind them, even though I know we're going to feel some pain. But in 10, 15 years from now, America will be back where it's supposed to be. If we stand up and keep fighting. Because once Trump leaves office, we can't let him have it back. We can't. If we do, all of this is for nothing. We lose all hope, any chance we had at having, at retaining our culture and having a good economy. We lose it. We've got to stand up. We've got to support each other. We've got to make our voices heard. The time to be seen and not heard is over. I'm calling it. It's over. It's time to be heard. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member of Gen X Thinks, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. I sincerely appreciate those of you who are members. Thank you very much. I can't tell you how much it means to me. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can click on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll put that link down in the description too. If you're interested in Gen X gear, you can hop over to Redbubble and check that stuff out. Gen X and Gen X Thinks branded stuff. Pretty cool stuff over there, especially with Christmas coming up. T-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff. I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us in the emails over on the channel page. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.